Hello, good afternoon, friends. It is Tuesday, January the 4th. I don't know why I had to check my watch. I should know it's the 4th of January. It's a super exciting day. The new spring catalog is now live and active. I'll Ta-da! Anybody can order from this beauty now. Today's January the 4th. My name is Genevieve Coe. I am a happy Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. And I like to hop on live onto my Facebook page each week, Tuesday afternoons, and just share what's going on in my Stampin' for Fun crafty world and do some stamping for you, share some inspiration for you. I hope that you enjoy looking at my projects. I hope you feel inspired to craft as well. Anything that I'm using is something you can purchase from my online store or by messaging me. And mostly, I just want to connect with you. I am so happy after a little break last week. I know I missed you guys last week. I am back this week. Kathy's here. Hello, Kathy from Mexico. I saw your post that you got down there safe and sound, so I'm happy for you. I bet you're enjoying the weather. Up here in Markham, we've got some snow on the ground, but the sun was shining, so I'm a happy camper with that. Welcome, everybody. Layla saying, hi, glad to see you survived your hectic weekend. Yes, it was a busy weekend in the Stampin' for Fun world because a new catalog is super excited to get. A, a new catalog is something to get super excited about. So I had already planned events on the weekend. I think Saturday was games night. We played games, we stamped, we chatted. That was on New Year's Day. And then on the Sunday, yes, it was the appreciation event. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Debbie. And so that was fun as well. But I had sort of special offers for those who had shopped with me the past year and could come to the appreciation event. So that took a bit of coordinating. And my hubby, Kevin, was like right there next to me, helping me through everything. So yes, Layla, it was a busy weekend, but it was a happy weekend because I got to see so many of you. And I'm back today and I'm excited about the project that I'm going to share. Hi, Linda. So, like all things, a lot of things have, I'm sure it's like this for you when it's sort of vacation time or the schedule is disrupted. It's not just the schedule that gets disrupted, right? Like everything is a little out of whack. So currently I'm feeling a little weird because somehow during the chaos of this past weekend or whatever, my chairs got switched and I'm sitting in a chair I think I don't normally sit in, or maybe it broke and I can't lift it up any higher. Like I'd kind of like to be like this talking to you, but I can't make the chair go any higher. Anyway, so that's one of the things that went um, wonky over the vacation. How was everyone else's vacation? I would love to hear what you guys did over the holidays or if you did anything special. For us, it was just pretty low key with the family. There's five of us, Kevin and I and our three kids, and we played actually quite a few rounds of Cities and Nights, which is a board game that we like to play, and ate a lot of food, and we just hung out. So it was good. But it's great to be back in the craft cave. It's great to be stamping again. And there are so many new things I want to tell you about. Um, but I'm not fully prepared to tell you everything because I was so busy this weekend. So I don't have anything super planned out to share, except my class schedule for February is now up and live. Okay, so you can just go to my normal kind of Linktree link. I'll write it on the page for you, but it's Linktree/Stampin' for Fun. And when you go there, they'll have like, I guess it's called Linktree because there's like a list, like a tree of links. And so you can just go to click the one that says upcoming classes, and my registration form for all the February classes is there. So that is up and ready. January classes have closed, cutting has begun. So those of you who have registered, stay tuned. You will hear from me when your packets have gone in the mail or when they are ready for pickup. Okay, so we are well rolling away for this new year. Lots of things coming up. And if you are living anywhere kind of where I'm living up here in Canada. I know we have people watching sometimes from all over, but here in Ontario, in Canada, we have the government has tightened up restrictions. It's almost like back in March 2020 when we're kind of all locked down here. We're all trying to stay put in our houses, and I think they shut down restaurants. And so I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I've got my craft cave. I'm going to clean it up, and this is going to be my haven while I can't go anywhere. So if you're feeling the same way and you're feeling like, oh, like you can't go to the movie theaters anymore, like everything's, a lot of things are kind of closed. Um, don't worry, you can stamp with me. I've got lots going on. So why don't I flip my camera over so that you can see my tabletop? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a couple sneak peeks of the classes that I have coming up. Actually, no, I can't because they're for January and January registration is closed. So, we won't talk about that. Okay. Hi, Karen. Hi, Maureen. Let me flip the camera over and, but I can show you what I did this weekend. I love to show you what I've been stamping and what I've been making. Oh, see, everything's a little off kilter here. Okay, how's that? Can you see my tabletop okay? Okay, so first thing I want to do for you is I'm going to write down the link where you can find all my important information. So it's link tree. There's a dot between the R and the EE slash stam pin for fun. Okay, so everything you want to find out is there, the upcoming class schedule, if you need a catalog, if you want to read my blog or head to my Facebook page, it's all there. Okay, so things I want to show you. We had a great appreciation event yesterday? No, Sunday. So I just thought I'd do a quick show of the cards that we made. Okay, so this was one of them. It's using the new Sweet Sweet Talk Designer Series paper. Isn't that pretty? And then we did a card that uses our pre-cut note cards and envelopes. Hi, Nancy. So this was one of the cards. Okay, so just bright, cheerful, colorful. And then for those that were Stampin' for Fun club members, and my club members are girls that have just made a commitment to place a minimum $30 order with me each month for 10 months. And the membership fee there's no membership fee. Basically, it's just a commitment to place that order. And in return, they get a free technique class each month. They get free tutorials each month and just other little perks, free product. And so for the appreciation event, I thought I would prepare a extra bonus make and take. So this was one of the ones we made. And then at games night on Saturday, here's a couple of samples of what we made there. Okay, and then where's the third one? I know there's another one that we made. Oh well, I'm sure it'll turn up someday. Maybe I already sent it out to somebody. Anyway, so hopefully you had fun with that. Hi, Mark. Okay, so I've given you my link. I'm excited about the new catalog. I am hoping that next week, I can't promise yet, I gotta get organized, regroup after this past weekend, but I'm hoping next week I'll be able to do a Facebook party kicking off the new catalog on Facebook. So next week, you might not find me on my Facebook page at 2 p.m. You might find me in my Facebook group, okay? The two are linked, but if you're on my email newsletter list, if you want to be on my email newsletter list, I think the link is there. Or else just reach out to me because I will give you the link for my Facebook group, or you can just search it up. It's Stampin' for Fun with Jen. And next week on Tuesday, I am going to spend a longer time going through the different things in the mini catalog and just doing a little party to make it fun. But today I want to show you the bundle that I wanted to use today. I'm going to show you here. Oh, wait, I have to tell you, it's not just that the catalog went live. The special promotion is also on. So let me tell you a little bit about that since it is the first day of Saleabration. And Saleabration is a special promotion where Stampin' Up! Gives us free stuff. No lie, free stuff. Everybody's favorite price. So with a $60 order, you get a whole free stamp set, or you get um, free paper. So this whole brochure is about free stuff. So you don't want to miss it. It only lasts during January and February. And with a new catalog, there's so many reasons to shop and enjoy, so many reasons to host a Stampin' Social. I love to do private events with the hosts and their friends because then it's like a more little intimate environment. We can do it over Zoom. Everybody does a little crafting and a lot of chatting and some laughing, and we have a nice time. And I can help you earn free stamps. So that is that. Okay, so you'll hear more about that. I won't go too much into it because I'm sure you want to get right into the stamping. Let me show you what bundle I'm going to use here actually, since I have my catalog right here. The very first thing when I saw this book at the Stampin' Up! Event a few months ago, this one spoke to me. It is called the Rainbow of Happiness Bundle. So just a reminder, if you're new, watching for the first time, I love to read your comments. If you've come a million times, I still love to read your comments. So please go ahead and type in the chat and tell me what you think about the projects or what you've been up to. And make sure, feel free to share this video with your friends so that they can get excited and learn more about paper crafting as well. And each week I read the comments and I do a random drawing for someone who can just receive a little happy mail from me, maybe a tiny little gift, a handmade card in the mail. Okay, so don't be shy, comment away. So this is the bundle I wanted to use today. And with Stampin' Up's new announcement, basically they announced that they will not be handling back orders anymore. So what that means is if a product sells out, um, they will turn off the number and you're not able to order it. In the past, we could order it, and then when the item returned in the warehouse, they would automatically ship it to us. But because of the kind of global shipping crisis that's going on, there's been a lot of unexpected delays, long delays, and so Stampin' Up! Felt it wasn't fair to collect people's money and not really know when the product would arrive to ship out again. So which I think is totally fair, but it just means there is a little more urgency than usual when they have the product in stock. And especially because things like the steel ruled dies, for example, in this bundle, anything with dies and stuff like that, they are manufactured abroad. So there's definitely a shipping issue there. So they have them in stock now, this bundle. I don't know how long it'll be in stock for because I mean, I love it. And my guess is, although I can't be sure, so if you guys in the comments are familiar with Stampin' Up! Or your demonstrators as well, tell me if you think this is a great bundle because I think it is. And whenever I don't know what to do or create or what to make, I always take a look at sort of the samples on the page. So you can see the pretty samples there using that set. And I even used it as I showed you with, this is actually that stamp set. Do you see this tiny thank you? Right there, it came from the stamp set. But I didn't stamp this. This is from the Coordinating Designer Series paper. So that Designer Series paper is absolutely free. I'm just giving you a lowdown on a little bit on what I'm using today so that you know where it all comes from. Okay, it's this bright, cheerful paper right here, the Sunshine and Rainbows Designer Series paper. And you can get the whole pack of 48 sheets of paper absolutely free. You can't even buy it if you wanted to buy it. All you have to do is place a minimum $60 order, and you can choose that one as your freebie. I mean, there are other freebies to choose from as well, but just so you know, I'm going to be using this paper today just so you know where it comes from and how to get yours. Okay. So yes, it is definitely one of my favorites. I'd love to know what you think of it after I use it today. So I did get a little inspiration looking at the catalog to help me create my card today. So why don't we get started? If you have never stamped before, don't worry, anybody can do it. I'm just reaching for my cardstock here. My shelves are pretty bare. So here is my package of thick, basic white cardstock. Like I am down really low here. I did a lot of crafting over the holidays. Okay, so let me see whether I can find a scrap that will work. But normally the sheets come in 8.5 by 11 size. And I'm using the thick. Okay, you know what? I wanted to make the card a different orientation. Okay, it's an exciting moment, guys. I'm going to open a new pack of paper. Yes, Janice loves the Sunshine and Rainbow Designer Series paper too. It's so cheerful. It's so happy. I totally agree. Okay, let me open it. So you can see a new pack of paper. I get the 8.5 size, 8.5 by 11. Okay, and this is the basic white thick. Okay, because I want to show you how I create the card base from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. Okay, you can certainly cut it in half when it's in landscape, but this time I'm going to cut it in half when it's in portrait mode. So half of this is going to be 4.25 inches. So let's cut that at 4.25 inches. And then I'm going to score it at 5.5 inches. Okay. So I'm basically cutting it in half, folding it in half, and that is going to be our card base today. Okay, and as I said, I'm going to be using some of this Designer Series paper. It's still bright and cheerful, but believe it or not, I'm going to get a more subtle sheet. I'm going to go with this sheet here. You guys who watch regularly know I really love pink. It's like a go-to. I can't help myself. Sometimes I have to be very intentional to not make all my cards pink, right? Because I have to be accepting. Not everybody can have the same favorite color as me. Oh, Jen says she always has trouble opening new paper. You're scared of a paper cut. Yes, I can understand that fear. Okay, so I just made kind of a layer using the Designer Series paper to go with that card. I created a 1/4 inch border. So all I did is I cut the paper at 4 inches by 5.25 inches. And that already is going to dress up our card. It's got such a pretty design on it and pretty pink color. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere that down. I'm just going to use my seal, which I'm telling you, I love this, but I'm so afraid Stampin' Up! Is going to discontinue it because I've heard that people have trouble using it. But once I learned how to use it, I feel like this is the smoothest adhesive I've ever used. It is just the right stickiness. Some adhesives are not sticky enough, some are too sticky. Anyway, I love this. I love this adhesive. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some white cardstock. My craft room is so messy. I literally just look around and I find a piece of scrap paper I can use. Okay, and I am going to die cut some pieces. Actually, I might be able to use this one. We'll see. I want to cut a stitched rectangle. Where's my stitched rectangles? Here they are. Okay, and so these are also dies. They're steel ruled dies, and they come all different shapes. Okay, not all different shapes, all different sizes of rectangles, and they have that nice stitching element on them as well. So it just gives a little extra touch to the die cut. Is it going to work? Oh no. Let's try this one. I think we're going to have to use this one. And to cut it out, I'm going to use the cut and emboss machine. Let me just open it up. Trying to think what's the best way to show you what's happening here. Okay. And so I'm going to place my cardstock right onto the platform with the die and the cutting blade facing down onto the paper. And then it basically makes a sandwich so that there's enough tension. As I roll the handle, it will create a pressure so that the die blade will cut the paper. I know it kind of makes that awful crunching noise and you feel like you might have done something wrong, but no, that's just how it is. See that? Okay, so then you just gently kind of pull it apart there, and it has cut our shape that we want. Okay, this is what Jen's afraid about, getting a paper cut when she's opening paper. I'm afraid of ripping my die cut when I'm taking it off the die. I'll just be a little careful because there we go. Okay, can you see that nice stitching there? Okay, so I'm going to cut that. Let me see if I can cut all my pieces, if I remember which pieces I need. Then I can put my cut and emboss machine away. Okay, where's the dies? My table is very messy. We're not going to be alarmed here as I look around for what I need. Okay, this is the stamp set. I don't think I put the dies inside. No, I often do, but they're not inside today. I was literally just using the dies, so I'm sure they are right in front of my face. Just give me a minute. Here they are, buried under that pack of paper, catalogs, and samples I was showing you. So they're called the Brilliant Rainbow dies. I would recommend getting the stamp set and the dies together because you save 10% that way, and then you've got everything that coordinates. Okay, I'm going to use this smaller rainbow. I'm also, I'll put this here. Hopefully we'll cut everything we need. And so I wanted to make my rainbow have three different colors in it. So I'm going to go with like Pool Party. I'm totally using scraps. I am down. This is my last bits of Pool Party. But UPS showed up today, so I'm sure there's another package in there. And we'll roll that through. And you'll see that once I die cut it, oh, roses in Florida. I am very envious. Okay, so you've got the, I don't know what it's called. There's a word for it, right? When you have this image, but then you have the sort of cutout pieces, the reverse, I guess, right? So you've got this reverse part here, which you could totally imagine using this somehow, right? We can't throw this out. We're going to save this. But what I'm going to use today are these pieces. So you see how with one pass through the die cutting machine, I've got four sort of bands. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that with a few other colors so that we can have our rainbow take shape. So I just did that in Pool Party. Now I'm going to do it in this is like a rose gold. Oh, I didn't tell you that. It's a new month, so it's a new product of the month. Yes, negative positive. You're right, Mark. Yes, so this is the negative image, wherever I put it to save it. Yes, this is the negative, and then we're going to use the positive images today. Thank you, Mark, helping me with my word finding problems. And so most of you know, if you tune in regularly, that at each month, I take one product and I focus on it all throughout the month. And this month, I thought about what I was going to do, and part of me wanted to pick something from this new beauty, but then two things stopped me. One was that I was afraid that things would disappear and not be available anymore, and I'd be talking about a product that you couldn't even buy, which is practically like torture. And then the other thing was, like, really, how could I pick one product to focus on? There's like a bunch of new products, and I didn't want to feel limited because there's so many things I want to show you from out here. So my product of the month, I decided to take from the annual catalog. It is the Gold and Rose specialty paper. So let me find that package of paper so that I can show you. You may not have ever noticed it in the catalog before. It is kind of a hidden gem. It is called Gold and Rose Specialty Paper. Yeah, Gold and Rose Metallic Specialty Paper. So you get several sheets of the rose color, and then you get several sheets of the gold color. Okay, I have hardly of the gold color left because I was using them at Christmas time. So I only have one left of these. Okay, but I have lots of the rose colored left, so I thought we'd use it today. Now, so all month I'm going to be using this product in the projects that I showcase. So if you're curious what I'm going to make next week, make sure to come back Tuesday at 2 on my Facebook page. Okay, so, oh, and the other perk is, okay, so any online orders I receive this month using a specific host code, which I emailed out this morning. If your order is $60 or more, I will give you a free package of this metallic specialty paper to you at the you'll get it. I kind of do everything at the end. So at the beginning of February is when I'll check who placed online orders in January using the special host code, and you'll all get a package of the metallic specialty paper. Okay, so that's my product of the month to get you excited. I love the kind of pattern on it, and I just felt like I hadn't used it as much as I wanted to, so that's why it became the product of the month. Okay, so I should be able to talk and craft at the same time, but no, sadly, I'm talking away and I could have been rolling rainbows at the same time, but oh well. It just means more time for us to spend together, which is not a bad thing at all. Okay, yes, Rose was saying you could use the negative images for different things, right? Like she saw an igloo. Just because they're meant to be rainbows doesn't mean it has to be rainbows, right? Okay, so there we go. I won't pull them out now. It's that way I won't lose them. Okay, the next color I'm going to do is I'm going to do the So Saffron. So far I've used the die and I've cut out Pool Party color. I've cut out the rose gold color. Now I am going to cut out the So Saffron color. Okay, it's a little more muted than our Daffodil Delight color. So as you know, or maybe you don't, Stampin' Up! Is very passionate about colors. Okay, so they're always watching color trends and making sure their colors are on point. So we don't have like just one yellow cardstock, right? We've got Daffodil Delight, we've got So Saffron, we've got Bumblebee, and it just really helps our projects to be extra special when we've got the right colors. Okay, so here's our little rainbow pieces, and this die set, this die set also has little clouds. So I am going to cut out some clouds because rainbows and clouds kind of go together. Which reminds me that there is also in the new catalog a wonderful thing called a cloud punch. So, I mean, I think it's awesome if your budget allows to get this rainbow bundle and tack on the cloud punch because they work superbly together. Okay, I am so happy that I have my little crafting cave, crafting happiness going on down here. Helps me to forget all the craziness that's going on out there. And those of you who are snowbirds and made your way to Florida and Mexico, I might be feeling a little bit jealous, but I am happy for you. I am very happy for you and hope that you stay safe and have an amazing time, and you'll be back in the spring when our weather gets better and you can avoid the cold. Okay. So I'm going to do 4 little clouds here. And then once we've die cut everything out, then I can move this little machine and put the card together. Okay. A little cloud. I think there's a little cloud still on the back here. Okay, so you can see the blade there and the cloud pops right out. Okay, I think we can put this baby away. Okay, let us finish our card. I'm going to move this die so that I don't lose it. Okay, hopefully we cut everything out we need. Just a quick reminder, I love to read your comments, so make sure to tell me what you think about the card. I did ask in the beginning when I started Facebook Lives if people wanted me to show the finished card, but I think everybody liked to see, kind of see the magic of how it comes together. So you don't know what the finished card looks like, but so far we've got our card base, we've got our rainbows and happiness. Is it rainbow and happiness? Yep, sunshine and rainbows, designer series paper on top. Then I'm going to take our stitched rectangle that we just recently cut out. Oh no, I forgot one thing. I think I'm gonna have to bring the cut and emboss machine back. But let's build our rainbows on here, shall we? So I'm gonna start with maybe something like this. So let me get I'm using my fine tip liquid glue because it has a really super fine tip here. Okay, and it just makes it easier to apply the glue with such a fine tip, but I am going to have my silicone mat at the ready. That way, if any glue falls off or leaks out, it's not getting on my paper or on my card. Because once the adhesive is on the mat, you can easily kind of like peel it off and it doesn't cause any problems whatsoever. Okay, so I've put some fine tip glue. I'm going to stick it onto our stitched rectangle there. Okay, I'll do the same with the pool party. So I'm using the slightly smaller band, rainbow band there. Hi, Gail. I love this rainbow set. It was the first one, first one I bought. Okay, so I'm just building a rainbow on my stitched rectangle. Then I'm going to take this little tiny little one that we cut out. Do exactly the same thing. Put some liquid glue here. This fine tip makes it really helpful for these little pieces. Okay, I feel like, I don't know why this looks a little weird today. I think I'm supposed to actually match the bottoms. So yes. Okay, I'm gonna have to reapply some glue here. Okay, so that the bottom of the rainbow kind of are level. I had put it too far. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay, well, anyway, that's okay. Okay, what we really actually need, because the rainbow has 4 bands, and I was actually going to make a rainbow of only 3 bands going across. Okay, that's why it looked kind of weird before. Okay. There we go. And we'll pop that on there. Okay, remember, there we go. It's nice when these things are kind of even at the bottom. Okay, this card is actually going to look a little different than the other one I designed, but I think it'll still be okay. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that process, but I'm going to use, just because of the way the rainbow is cut, okay, I am going to have kind of a different pattern going on here. Okay, something like that. Okay, see how that's coming together? So let's glue that down. Okay. So you can see how relaxing this can be, paper crafting. And I feel like no stress because it's just paper. It doesn't cost $1,000,000. The world's not going to end if you cut it a little crooked or your rainbow looks a little askew. It's okay. That's the beauty of handmade. And I feel like paper crafting is such a great hobby for a lot of different reasons, especially card making and scrapbooking, because there's the blessing of sort of purchasing the product, getting new beautiful things, but there's also the blessing of the time that you get to spend creating. I feel like that can be a really special, therapeutic, enjoyable time. And then there's like a triple blessing because when you mail out your card to somebody or you pass on your scrapbook to family members, they get to experience that blessing. So I feel like paper crafting is such a triple blessing. Okay, so there's our little rainbows. Speaking of askew rainbows, mine does appear to be a little askew, but you get the idea. And we can't have too much perfection. That would be odd. It almost negates the handmade feature when it's too perfect. Okay, oh, I'm closing this up, but I need it for my clouds. We should put some clouds here. Okay, so all we have to do, I will use my seal maybe. And we'll put our clouds on. See how it's coming together? It's like it's coming alive. Our card is coming alive. It's so satisfying. Okay, can you see the cloud there? Would have been nice if I'd sponged it a bit, given it a bit of, or I could have lifted it up on dimensionals just to give it a little contrast, but we're still doing okay. Our little clouds. How are you liking the cards so far, friends? You feeling it? Okay, these are sort of soft colors. Of course, we could make rainbows in bright primary colors too. That would be great. So you could take this layout and just copy along and just use different colors. That would be really fun to see as well. But do you see how shiny and fun that rose gold specialty paper is? Okay, and don't forget that I am happy to give you a package of that paper simply by placing a minimum $60 order online using the host code of the month. Okay, so I think it's going to go something like this, but we're not done yet. We need like a little sentiment. So I'm going to grab a piece of the Flirty Flamingo. And you might be wondering, like, how did she pick Flirty Flamingo? Why would she pick that color? I literally, when I'm not sure what color to use, I go to the designer series paper and I check the back and I see what colors they use in the paper. And I'm like, oh, Flirty Flamingo, let's try that. So even though it's not exactly the same color, like it complements so nicely. So perfect. I'm going to cut it at 1/2 inch here. Okay, I've heard some of you sometimes like to craft along, so I'm trying to remember to give the measurements. So it's about 1/2 inch by 3 inches. Just a tiny little strip there. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment, but I am going to give it a little pizzazz by using a white embossing powder with it. So what I'm going to do is make sure my stamp is clean. So I'm using the stamp that I showed you earlier that coordinates with these dies, Rainbow of Happiness. And this sentiment is perfect, right? You make me happy. And even the font is so perfect for sort of this cheerful rainbow look. So that's one of the benefits of buying Stampin' Up! Stamps. They come in sets, everything coordinates, and you can't go wrong. So I'm going to ink it up with this ink called Versamark. It is a sticky ink. It's a sticky ink that gives a watermark effect. So you'll see that I'm going to stamp it, okay, and then see how it gives that watermark effect. So I could leave it like that, but I'm using the sticky properties, and I am going to pour a little of this white embossing powder right onto the saying there. I'm trying to get the powder back into the jar. Okay, I'm just shaking off the extra there. Okay. Oh, never fails. Even though I try not to mess it, it always goes somewhere. Okay, so the white powder, white embossed powder, it sticks to the sticky ink, the Versamark, and then I'm going to use the heat tool and heat it up. So just so I don't burn my fingers, I'm just going to use take my pick tool and just hold the paper so it doesn't blow away. And the heat tool has a setting which makes it go very hot and it's very concentrated. You can see that the hole is small at the end. So I've had people ask, no, a hair dryer does not work. Okay, you need a really hot heat to make the embossing powder do its little chemical reaction. So I don't know if you can see it there, but it's starting to go white and shiny. So ta-da! There we go. Perfect. I think we got it. So now it's brightened right up. Nice, bright, white sentiment there. Okay. And I'm going to pop that in the middle. Oh my gosh, doesn't it look so cute already? You make me happy. This card is making me happy. Okay, I hope you feel happy too. We got to do things that have these extra, makes us happy. This card makes me happy. We're just going to stick it right there. Okay, and then I forgot to die cut. I mean, it already looks great like that, but I forgot that I wanted to die cut a little border. The Brilliant Rainbow dies have this really fun border piece. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Let me pop out these little pieces. And that's just a little tip when you're die cutting. Before you die cut the next one, make sure to clean out the die in case any little pieces got stuck in there. It will help you get a clean cut for the next cut that you want to make. So let's cut that out. I'm going to use the cut and emboss machine and that beautiful rose gold paper. If you're just joining in, you can say hi and tell me whether you've ever crafted before. Okay, so I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Maybe it's off the camera. Okay, so since it's a border die, I'm just kind of putting it on the border there. And I don't know how straight I am being, but it doesn't matter. The way that we're using it today, it doesn't really hugely matter how straight it is. Okay, so I'm gonna roll that through and cut that out. Okay. Okay, yeah, I wasn't that straight, but no worries. You'll see how I'm gonna fix that. Remember, imperfection is perfect. Hey, I'm gonna coin that. Imperfection is perfect for crafting, because as I said, it shows that the creation is handmade. So I'm gonna cut this off. Okay, and this comes apart here. Okay, so it kind of creates this really neat border, and you just kind of poke these extra pieces out. Of course, you could just leave them or have it a bit eclectic, leave some in, pop some out. It's totally up to you. It kind of looks cool when they're still in as well. But let's see whether I can pop them out for you. Okay, see how you're getting that really nice die? See, Diane's saying she loves it too. It is such a cute set. So that's why I'd encourage you, if you love it, don't wait, because I'm a little afraid this is one of the ones that are gonna disappear from the warehouse pretty fast. Okay, so you can see I did not cut this very straight, but the reason, I need to do one more cut here. we're going to actually put this along the edge, okay? So I can try to make it look a little more even though it's going to be messy and crooked on this side, it's kind of hidden, okay? So let's do that. I'm just applying the adhesive here, and then I'm just putting a very thin border just so that this is peeking out the side. And I should have cut this first, but I'm just going to manually cut it rather than with the trimmer. Okay, so then we've got this nice border, and see how that rose gold paper really makes everything pop. I think I saw a comment earlier that Debbie was agreeing. So if you want your own package free, make sure you place your order on my online store by the end of January using my exclusive house code, and I'll send you a package for free. Okay, and because Saleabration is on, when your order's over 60, you'll get a free gift from Stampin' Up! As well. So what do you think of the card I created today? Are you excited to see what I'm going to create all month long using the gold and rose specialty paper? So make sure to tune in next week on Tuesday and see what I create. Next week will be possibly an exciting Facebook party in my Facebook group. I just have to kind of check my schedule and see if I can pull it off. But I would like to. I know it's kind of tradition that I do a little kickoff party in my Facebook group, so I didn't want to miss if I could do it. But there is our card today. And I realized for the first time in many moons, I didn't put any extra embellishments on it. I almost feel like the rose gold paper is an embellishment itself because it's shiny. So I'll show you the other card. This is the card I was actually planning to show you today. Do you see the difference? Okay. Left or right? Which do you like better? Do you see the difference? Which one's different? So I had used the three smallest bands here, right? And that's why I was so confused. I went to grab the smallest little rainbow and I'm like, that looks weird. It's because I used the largest one here, so I just continued that on. So I don't know. Which one do you guys think? Do you like the one on the left or the one on the right? You can tell me in the comments. I'm curious. I think I like the one on the left better. I'm not sure. But you can see my little slightly wonky rainbows. And for those of you who watch regularly, are you like stunned, on the floor stunned? I put it on an angle. I did try to put it straight because I never have things on an angle. I like straight things. But something about the fun of this card on an angle seemed right. Okay, so let me flip this around, and that way we can, you like the left one better, Rose? Yeah, that's how it was supposed to be until I grabbed the wrong pieces during my live today. Okay, yes, see, this is the one that it was supposed to be. And I got the idea. So if you ever feel stuck for ideas, the catalog is the best place to get ideas. So that's where I got the layout for that card, actually. So don't think I'm any sort of design genius or anything. Let me show it to you. Should have showed you. Okay, so see, I just took this card, but I changed up the colors a little bit, and they had three rainbows, but I don't know, I thought that was too crowded. And so even if you just look at the sample, your finished card doesn't have to look the same, but it gives you a place to start, right? So if you're not sure what to craft, or like this layout, also great, right? You just use some rectangles, sentiment at the top, focal point slightly underneath. Okay, so I hope that gives you ideas. If you're stuck with what to do, look in the book, look on the website for the ideas, and just stamp, just create. I promise you, you'll feel great after you make something. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'm looking at the comments and I'm giggling because, yes, this was the card I was supposed to make. So I was kind of sad when I already glued on the wrong side. But you know what? It can always be salvaged. I think it's still a great card that I could give to somebody. So thanks for joining me. Sorry, my face was really big there. I was like so close to the camera. And it's probably just my head because I said I couldn't raise my chair today. Um, but thank you so much for joining me. I love connecting with you. Kathy saying adios from Mexico. And we will chat again. I love to share stamping with you. Go ahead and comment, even if you're watching the replay. And we will stamp together again soon. Thanks for joining me. Have a great afternoon. Bye.